Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to share some topic about discourse analysis, especially in discourse and society. So our group here, we have Baida, Putri, and myself. So let's get started.
Okay, I want to explain about discourse communities. A discourse community is a group of people who share some kind of activity. Members of a discourse community have particular ways of communicating with each other. They generally have shared goals and may have shared values and beliefs. So, a discourse community is a community consisting of a group of people who have a common set of goals, several mechanisms for communication, and several ways to provide information exchange among its members. That is, the discourse community will have particular ways of communicating with each other and ways of getting things done that have developed. A telephone call center is an example of a discourse community. Next slide, please. Language as social and local practice. Speakers have a linguistic repertoire that they draw on for their linguistic interactions, which means they may have a number of languages or language varieties they use to interact within their particular communities. This kind of situation is common in many parts of the world. The choice of language or language variety may be determined by the domain the language is being used, such as with family, among friends, and in religious, educational, and employment settings. Next slide. Social factors such as who are speaking to, the social context of interaction, the topic, function, and goal of interaction, and the status of each speaker are also important. I think that's all.
Okay, the next material is about discourse and gender. The analysis of gender and discourse focus on examination of the way language is used in relationship to socially constructed category of gender. In TV show Sex and City, we can see example of the way the lead characters through the use of language do gender. In the following extract, Miranda asks Carrie why she accepted her boyfriend's proposal of marriage. In her response, Carrie both denies and affirms through her use of language her gender identity, that of a woman who, because she loved her boyfriend, has to accept his proposal of marriage. Next slide, please. The discussion of how men and women speak and what they do as they speak has also been extended to people speak about men and women. To be called the woman then is considered to be impolite, while the polite form is lady. However, the social significance of these words has changed over time, and they are now used interchangeably. The way men and women use language is like strongly identifying them to their gender identities, the accent, tone, voice quality, and choice of vocabulary reflect the gender identities. Gender that is not something a person has, but something that person does. Gender and in the third, other identities are not the result of what people are, but the result of, among other things, the way they talk and what they do. The real relationship between language and sexualities further complicates the topic of gender and discourse by adding the notion of desire for a discussion. While gender is something that is social constructed, sexually is a much more unsexuous basic based on the notion of desire, that is person intimate desire for connection to the others that exceed their conscious control. In the movie and TV shows, together hear conversation between and among women who are talking about men. Well, women spoken the sport shows the gender. We also get the scenes that their unsexual desire motivate them to form intimate connection, but heterosexual men in general, we see this identity expressed through their language. Okay, that's all from my explanation.
Okay, thank you. So next topic will be discourse and identity. So what is this topic about? So basically, identity cannot be seen as monolithic entity to which individuals do or do not correspond. So in each individual has the capability of combining several identities. Example, a person can have identity of a woman, a mother, a friend, and a wife. So in this case, for example, there is a name Miss Hannah, and she is a wife from Mr. John, and she also can be a mother to Johnson, and she also can be a friend to Miss Sarah, for example. So identities can shift in the course of one conversation according to different storylines that are taken up. And it is not fixed, but it is constantly constructed and reconstructed as people interact with each other. So for example, what this is about, when someone talking to other person, they can switch their identity. For example, when a man talking with a friend, so his identity can be categorized as a friend. And when a man talking with, for example, his wife, and so his identity will be husband. Let's move on to the other topic. Identity and casual conversation. So what is this topic about? In casual conversation, the relationship between the people speaking, the frequency with which they come into contact with each other, the degree of involvement they have with each other, and their sense of affiliation for each other influence the way language used. So in our identity is further developed as we form a particular community of practice. So this will be the last topic, discourse and ideology. So what is this topic about? Here, as Street Goat have observed that texts are never ideology free, nor are they objective. So what is this mean? So Triad God is trying to say that every other ideology from person is always different. What I mean that when you look at the relationship between language, social norms, and values, and I aim to describe it, also interpret and explain in this relationship. So for example, if a man interpret about some particular idea, they may have a different idea to the other man. It is because they have a different mindset from each other. So that's why they look at the relationship between language, social norms, and it may be various from the other point of view. So in this, we have an example about two person having a conversation. So here, Charlotte, you are getting engaged. I threw up, I saw the ring, and I threw up. That's not normal. Samantha replied, that's my reaction to marriage. So in this case, we have three ideology that the person is trying to say, and it may vary from each other. And so the conclusion that discourse analysis is about how people interact with each other with a various of social norm, social class, different social class, and how these notions, what is notion? So notions is such as a language and gender or language and identity. So it's currently viewed in discussions of the use of spoken and written discourse. So basically the chapter is about a pragmatic perspective and provides further detail on how language does what it does and means more than it say in context of our day-to-day communication. And I think that's all from us. Thank you.